Thorn was still in her dreamy state from her mind last night, in disbelief that her band song had been played on the radio. The black-haired goth was just so happy that her dad and her friends' families had been there to enjoy the incredible moment with them. The girls were currently sitting out on the couch together, while eating their cereal was doing something else. Dusk was reading a book, and Thorn was reading the newspaper. Wizard Luna did the crossword section of the paper, which she had removed. Thorn's bowl of cereal neared its end as she quickly shoved it all down, recognizing that today couldn't be as serious as mornings had typically been for her. She had to go to her dad's office for her first day at work. "Does anyone need the bathroom?" Thorn inquired, putting her bowl of cereal on the other dirty dishes near the sink. "Already used it," Dusk said, briefly looked up from her book. "I can use it after you," Luna said. "Okay, thanks," Thorn smiled. "So what order are we dropping people off in? Someone's gotta take the car and pick everyone up when they're done our shifts." "Well, Jack's is the closest to our apartment. My shifts last an hour longer than yours, too," Dusk informed. "The dentist office is about a mile away from that," Luna pointed out. "So I guess I'm taking the car then?" Thorn shrugged. "Yeah, maybe you two could have a lunch at Jack's while you wait there for me," Dusk suggested. "I'll get a meal on my break, I think." "That's a great idea," Thorn exclaimed, as she almost headed towards the bathroom to get ready. It would throw off their routine of taking turns driving, but Thorn didn't mind always being the one to drive. It made more sense anyway, given the order where they were going. For as much as Thorn previously detested having to work at a second job, because it was going to take away from their time writing music, she actually was sort of looking forward to working with her father. Perhaps having a bit of a variety, where she just wasn't thinking about writing music all day around, could give her more creative drive from the time that she didn't have to write music. When the soccer mom van pulled up in the sidewalk next to Jack's, a cold breeze could be heard whistling as Dusk opened the left rear of the car door. "See you later, Dusk," Luna waved. "Have fun at work," Thorn replied. "Bye, you two guys," Dusk waved back. Once Dusk was out of earshot, Thorn blurted, "I feel bad for her. We both need to work with our parents, while she's stuck working in a restaurant." "Well, to be fair, Jack's probably more of a father figure to her than her actual one," Luna said, in a hint of sarcasm in her voice. "Ha!" Thorn laughed, as she shifted the car into drive and continued to driving and headed to the dentist office. That statement was a bit of a stretch, but both of the girls knew that Dusk's father had a ferocious issue giving warmth to his children. "I hope you enjoy your first shift, Luna," Thorn said, as the dentist office was in sight. The black-haired goth pulled into the parking lot so Luna could get out of the vehicle. "Thanks, I hope you do as well. Who have never thought of that we would have to work in our professional word? Yuck," Luna jokingly chuckled. Thorn waved to her fellow Hex girl while driving out to get to the pharmacy. As much as she joked about the girls getting professional jobs, she really wished that there could be a world where people could just pursue whatever career they wanted, instead of worrying about whether or not it would be profitable. But her passion was writing music, so it made her a little sad that she had to take time away from music, just so she could afford to live. Oh well, that was life, she supposed. The black-haired girl felt a bit nervous as she headed to her father's pharmacy. It was an odd feeling because she loved her father and was excited to work with him. But she never had a professional job before and worried about screwing up. She was taken out of her worrisome thoughts at the sound of her father's voice. "Good morning, Sally," her father exclaimed warmly. I am so excited to be working with you. Me too, Thorn responded. Well, this job is pretty straightforward. Typically, your duties will be to doing some paperwork and filing pill bottles based on the instructions I provide you. We always manage to keep busy though, so you'll never have a dull moment. This isn't one of those jobs where you'll be bored and reading a book while the day passes by. Mr. McKnight chuckled. That's okay. I haven't been reading much anyway, Thorn laughed. You haven't? Mr. McKnight questioned in surprise. You always used to love reading though. Yeah, I just haven't been into it much lately, I guess, Thorn shrugged. Did you ever read that Wicca book that your mother gave you before? Mr. McKnight trailed off. He didn't want to have finished his sentence for Thorn to know what he meant, though. No, I didn't, Thorn sighed. She always intended to read it, but never got to it. Oh, okay, I was just curious. Mr. McKnight's tone lightened as he switched the conversation back to the original subject. Today I'll give you a printout of this paperwork for the following list of customers. He handed Thorn a list about 25 customers. It wasn't work that required any sort of deep thinking, but it would keep her busy. You could print all of these off by opening each document on the computer. In the Documents folder, then you bring up your mouse up to the file, then click Print Preview to make sure it displays right. And if it does, then hover your mouse over to the print button and click it, Mr. McKnight explained. I know how to use a computer, Daddy, Thorn giggled. Oh yes, you kids are always up to adept with technology. Mr. McKnight looked a little embarrassed for over-explaining. Then after, when you're done with that, you could fill the pill bottles for each of the orders that you print out. How do you have any questions? No, everything sounds pretty straightforward, just like you said, Thorn agreed. This didn't seem anywhere near as scary as Thorn thought it would be. All of her tasks seemed quite manageable. For the most time since she had gotten seriously, realizing that she had to get a job to make ends meet. Thorn realized that she could get used to this. The shifts all had passed by incredibly quickly. So quickly, in fact, that she was surprised when her father said, All right, Sally, it's noon, your shift's over. Wow, already? Thorn exclaimed as she slapped on the label on the final pill bottle. I told you the day would pass by quickly, Mr. McKnight laughed. I hope you're enjoying working here. It's nice to have someone to help me out for a change. Thanks, Daddy. I'm really enjoying it, Thorn smiled. Good, Mr. McKnight replied. So any plans for the rest of the day? Well, I'm gonna go pick up Luna, and then we're gonna go to Jack's to get lunch, Thorn shared. Well, I don't want to keep you here any longer then. I hope you girls have fun, Mr. McKnight said. Thanks, Daddy. We will. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8, Thorn waved as she began walking outside. Bye, Sally. See you tomorrow, Mr. McKnight waved back. Thorn then headed out to the soccer mom van, taking the key out of her pocket to unlock it. For the next few moments she had alone, Wissa driving to get Luna. The black-haired goth enjoying just peacefully driving and looking at the tops of the trees, which they were all speckled with orange and yellow leaves. Oakhaven always had this most beautiful autumn scenery. With a matter of minutes, Thorn then saw Luna standing outside of the dentist office. She quickly pulled over to let her friend in. Hey, how was your first shift? Thorn excitedly inquired. You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, Luna said. I thought I'd hate doing something other than writing music for work, but I didn't really mind it. The time passes by super quickly, given that I have just been answering phones and stuff. I felt the exact same way. It was almost like a little too fun to have some variety. Like, it would be like taking moments of writing music, more even precious. Thorn stated, driving again, heading for Jack's. Yeah, I could see why you think that, Luna acknowledged. Hey, speaking of that, I've got a song I've been writing that I've been keep meaning to share with you both. I'll share it with you over at lunch at Jack's, Thorn promised. Sure, maybe we'll even have a mini writing session over lunch, Luna offered, as Thorn parked into the parking spot in front of Jack's. Absolutely. Thorn unbuckled her seatbelt as her stomach let out a growling noise. Oh God, I'm starved. Well, I could eat too, Luna agreed, as she held the door into Jack's open for Thorn. Thanks, Thorn appreciated, looking around. It looked as if it was taking a busy time, or at least busy for Jack's. There were around 15 groups of people sitting at tables. Either were currently in the midst of eating or waiting to be served. Hey girls, Jack joyfully greeted. Do you want a table or a booth today? Hey Jack, a booth would be nice, Thorn informed. We're just thinking of having another writing session, so we might be here for a little while. Wonderful. What can I get you girls to drink? Jack asked as he walked over to the booth nearest to the door with them. Just water would be great, Luna said. I'll take lemonade, Thorn ordered. Great. I'll have Dusk bring them out for you in a minute, Jack said as he handed the girls some menus before scurrying off to help the next customer. Okay, thanks, Thorn said, before turning her attention back to Luna. So I've been writing this love song called It's a Mystery. Here's what I've got so far. You remember the exact lyrics without having to write it down for reference? Luna said in surprise. Yeah, I guess, Thorn shrugged. Thorn always had an excitement and excellent memory, so it didn't feel so shocking to her. Anyway, I've written the chorus, and this is what I have. It's a mystery, what does he do to me? Can I make him see how I feel? It's a mystery, could he care for me? Will my fantasy ever be real? Or will it stay a mystery? Ooh, I like it, Luna exclaimed. Very mysterious and oh my gosh. Thorn spun around so that she could see what Luna was so shocked. It was Dusk, wearing something that Thorn never expected to see. The edgy, though Hexed girl wore a pink waitress outfit. Hey guys, here's your drinks. Dusk handed each a respective drink to their friends. Dusk, your outfit is... Thorn wasn't so sure how to put the comment into words. Oh, shut up, Dusk snapped, with a slight hint of playfulness in her voice. It was the only outfit Jack had. Now, what do you two want to order? Oh, I'll take a cheeseburger, Thorn ordered. Jack's cheeseburgers were always cooked in perfection, with the cheese just slightly melted on top and the burger just cooked just to the right amount of juicy. I'll do that with the tuna melt, Luna said. Okay, got it, Dusk wrote the orders. Are you writing a song about me? No, I mean... Thorn stuttered, trying to explain. She never got to finish the entire song without Dusk's consent. Even though the girls wrote alone sometimes, they always had worked together on at least a part of the song before finishing it. I'm just sharing something that I've been writing with Luna. Well, good, because I liked what I heard, Dusk complimented. I'm glad, Thorn exclaimed. I was actually going to mention I got started on the first verse, too. Do you have a minute to listen, Dusk? Okay, yeah, if it's just a minute. I've got to get these orders back to the kitchen, though, Dusk informed. I promise it will be quick. Thorn hurried. I was thinking the first verse could be something like this. He's such a mystery, wandering in the lonely nights. I'm scared I might wake up. 'Cause if I should wake up, then I'll be lonely night. I like it, but the last line needs work, Dusk said. The reputation of the lonely night and lonely night just doesn't work, the repetition. What could be changing the second one to lonely in the morning light or alone in the morning light? Luna inquired. I like that. Thorn's ears perked up. I still just don't like the last one that ends with nights. Worry us that it ends with light. We could remove the S's from nights, Dusk suggested. Maybe we could edit one part of the lyric. He's such a mystery that wanders around each lonely night. Thorn's voice had a hint of uncertainty. The haunts each lonely night? Luna offered. Yes! Thorn's eyes lit up. That's so much better. I agree. I'm sorry, I've got to get going so I can get these orders in, Dusk informed, as she rushed back in the kitchen. I think we got ourselves another great song, Thorn proudly stated. All I've got to do is write another verse, Luna added. Luna and Thorn could hear the door swung open, with a brief cold gust of wind. They quickly recognized the man with red curly hair. It was Mayor Corey. Oh, hello, girls, the mayor said, sounding surprised. I wasn't expected to see you two here. Hi, Thorn laughed. We're just waiting for Dusk. She's got about 45 minutes left of her shift. That's actually who I was looking for, but you two will do just perfectly, Mayor Corey ambiguously stated. You see, for this year's Autumn Fest, we have had a band named Rude Boy and Skya Tactics lined up, and, well, it might be a little hard to make that work, given that they're dead, Foreign bluntly stated, before immediately feeling a little bad and worrying about that she had been insensitive. Exactly my problem. It was a horrible tragedy. My heart goes out to those boys. Mayor Corey shook his head. So young. Anyway, it's been hard to find anyone to pay attention to the Autumn Fest for such a short notice. I was wondering if you girls would be willing to play for the Autumn Fest again this year. Thorn felt a little bad being excited about filling in for people who had died, but she was quite elated of the opportunity. Of course we would, Thorn said, as coolly as possible as to not give out any vibes of inappropriate excitement. If Dusk's okay with it, of course. I'm sure she'll be the one that hears it, though. Yeah, it'd be our pleasure, Luna agreed. Excellent. I really appreciate you girls. People really loved your music last year, so I have no doubt that you'll be a hit again this year, Mayor Corey said. Anyway, I've got another meeting planning for the Autumn Fest that I have got to be at, but you girls have a wonderful day now. You too, both girls said at the same time. Thorn waited until the mayor had exited out of the restaurant and the door had shut before making another comment. Gus didn't tell us that the band's passing was that recent, Thorn observed. I'm assuming that this was probably the past year, but Mayor Corey made it sound like it was weeks ago. Before Luna could respond, Duskin brought out their meals. Alright, Luna, here's your tuna melt. Dusk handed her the plate. Thank you, Luna responded politely. And here's your cheeseburger, Thorn. Dusk handed Thorn a plate of garnish with french fries. Unfortunately for her, Dusk had clumsily lifted the plate at such an angle that caused half of the Thorn's fries to fall out of the plate and onto the floor. Shit! It's okay, Thorn laughed. This waitress suit has really got so hard to get the hang of, Dusk sighed. Man, what could I give in for a burger right now? You didn't eat yet? Thorn asked. No, Dusk passionately stated. My shift has been so freaking busy that I even had time to sit down. Anyway, I saw Mayor Corey came in here, so I guess I've got to wait for him too. Actually, he already left. He just came in for a moment to tell us something, Thorn informed. She could barely hold back her smile because she knew how happy it would be for Dusk. Well, what are you guys gonna tell what it is or not? Dusk sarcastically said, in a half-playful, half-annoyed way. The smile on Thorn's face got brighter as she informed the blonde friend, We're playing at the Autumn Fest again this year. Night had fallen, and Thorn was still enjoying some much-needed downtime in her bedroom. She felt the day couldn't have gone any more perfect. She had an excellent first day on the job. She's always loved that she still had time to write music in the afternoons, even if she had to work in the mornings. Sure, it meant that she couldn't go to the arcade anymore, but she still felt that she could always do that on weekends. Surprisingly, she didn't mind that. Thorn still felt very alert from the excitement about being invited to play at the Autumn Fest again, but she knew that she could possibly go to bed. The goth decided that in favor of getting some sleep, and thus went over to her dresser to put her pajamas on. As she was about to open her bottom drawer, she noticed a book precautiously set on top of the dresser. She didn't have time to look at the title to know what it was. It was everything you ever wanted to know about a Wicca. A book that her mother had given to her a few weeks before she died. Thorn knew that her mother was a strong practitioner of Wicca. While Thorn was certainly interested in Wicca, there was a very little that she knew about it. She thought that about her dad asking her about it this morning if she read the book, and she said no. The book sat there, being untouched for so long. Maybe it was time she finally read the book. She had nothing to lose, right? If she hated it, then she could just store it somewhere and never look at the book again. Instead of just looking at the book in her dresser every day, thinking about how she didn't have time to read it. Instead of changing to her pajamas, Thorn picked up the book and opened it, and began reading the first few lines. Wicca is a religion based on nature. Wiccans consider themselves and true with the environment, and it's our main 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, and air. Thorn then loved nature, so was his religion. Seemed like it could be a good fit for her. The religion focuses on spiritual emergences and auroras, and even how they align with people's everyday behaviors and emotions. Wicca is a religion of great diversity. Some people believe in God, multiple gods, or even no gods. Some people even think that gods are artificial symbols rather than actual beings. This was so interesting to Thorn. She had never heard of the religion where there was such a variety of beliefs that were allowed, and she liked the flexibility of the religion provided. Equinoxes, solstices, and phases of the moon are valued in Wicca. Ooh, Luna would love that. Luna has a bit of a fascination with the moon. That's because she's always said, it's cool that it's just a big rock in the sky to have so much power. Thorn then felt that she was going to fall more in love with this religion with every sentence she read. She loved the emphasis and placed the spiritual experience. As she had never been a big fan of religions, assuming that everyone has the exact same relationship with higher powers. People were unique and placed different levels of value in their spirituality, and thus everyone has a different way of practicing and interpreting spiritual beliefs. It felt as if this religion fit perfectly with her interests and beliefs. Knowing that she would be sacrificing a bit of her sleep, Thorn's eyes continued to remain glued to the book, simply taking all the blissful knowledge. The week had passed. It was now Friday, and Luna and Thorn were hanging out in the same booth near the door of Jack's. It was slowly becoming a tradition for them. Every day from their work shifts, they would sat in the same booth, waiting for her to drive Dusk home, working on It's a Mystery, or discussing what they did at work. They had started bringing up their own lunch, and continued to purchase lunch than Jack's, as it would defeat the whole point at getting a job. Given that they know him so well, Jack was quite understanding of the girls doing so, particularly since Dusk was working there too. He's such a mystery. Why can't I let him know just how much I love him? Thorn then read the first lyric of the second verse. How much I think about him? Luna continued. How much I think of him sounds smoother, Thorn crittered. Or at least I think so. What do you think? Yeah, of is a bit better, Luna suggested, crossing out about in the book where she had written the lyrics. I think I remember Dusk said that she didn't like that lyric either, so maybe she'll like that better. They'd always discuss about the lyrics with Dusk in the car ride back to the apartment. Dusk even suggested significant word changes, so it was still very much felt that she was part of the songwriting process. Besides, the girls often wrote songs on their own and would later bring them into the whole band of the Revolution, and this felt no different. Even though Thorn wrote It's a Mystery on her own, it still felt very much like the entire band's song. In fact, every single one of their songs did. I think this one needs one more line, Thorn suggested. How can we build off of how much I think of him? Luna brainstormed. But I'm scared to tell him? Dusk playfully added, as she walked by the girls carrying a plate full of someone's sandwich and a glass of water. She must have overheard Luna all of a sudden. The glass of water came toppling off of her tray and onto the floor, causing Dusk to shout in annoyance. Arrgh! Doing okay over there? Luna asked. Yes, Dusk said in an annoyed tone. I'm getting the hang of it. Oh, I like that line. Yeah, that's it. That makes it really complete. The girls felt a cold gust of wind open the door again. 3 set of footsteps could be heard walking in. Thorn immediately recognized their faces. Oh my gosh, it's great to see you girls here, Bridget exclaimed. Hey, good to see you too, Thorn smiled. How have you guys been? Nia inquired. It's been a hot minute since we seen you. We've actually been doing good, Dusk said, as she plopped down into the booth next to Thorn and Luna. Thorn looked up at the clock, surprised that Dusk was sitting down during her shift. She quickly realized though that it was just after 1, meaning that Dusk's shift was over. We just finished writing a song, Thorn informed. Oh, that's so cool, Sam complimented. Not only that, but we've got some incredible news. We're going to be playing at the frickin' Autumn Fest this year, Dusk shared. Oh my gosh, Nia practically shouted with excitement. I can't believe it. You girls are going to look totally rock this year's Autumn Fest. No pun intended. Sam then blushed a little bit at her unintentionally cringy pun. See? I told you girls that the necklace gave Dusk was good luck, Bridget smiled. Her eyes briefly glanced over to see that it was still around Dusk's neck. Aw, thanks. But I think it was just a coincidence. We aren't really even Mayor Corey's first choice. Thorn laughed. Oh no, it's definitely good luck, Sam disagreed. I mean, think about it. You guys have had so many incredible things happen in your life since I gave it to you. My dad signed you guys, your song's being played on the radio, and now you're playing at the Autumn Fest? Bridget reasoned. Well, I guess so, Thorn chuckled. We only met your dad through you, and he got our song played on the radio. The Autumn Fest thing is just a coincidence. Why are you guys so into that necklace anyway? You bring it up an awful lot. If you want it back or something, I could give it back to you, Dusk offered. No, it's not that, Nia said. Should we tell them? Sam asked. I guess there's no harm in telling them the truth, Bridget sighed. The reason why you talk about that necklace is because it's a moldative stone, which is a legendary jewel that believes in things, brings good luck to whoever wears it. It has real magical powers. I guess what we're trying to say is, Nia stuttered. We're Wiccans, Sam finished.